From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. Right now you're taking a live, beautiful look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bimar. The camera pretty stable for now. It's going to be shaking a bit later today as the winds are going to pick up, specifically after 2 p.m. It's already a little bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley, but again, this map is going to light up as we head into this afternoon. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, right at 50 in Yakima, 66 in the Tri-Cities, 40s up in the Cascades, 40s and 50s up in the Blue, so you might need a very light jacket for this morning. Here's your day planner forecast for lower elevations throughout the course of the day. Going to be in the 70s as soon as 11 a.m. and then up into the 70s and 80s at the peak of daytime heating. So the bottom line for the forecast: it's going to be very windy for today and Friday, specifically in the Kittitas Valley and the Morrow County foothills. Rain chances going up for Friday through Sunday. Temperatures going down this weekend, then they rebound for next week. So a lot of moving parts to this forecast. We'll touch on all of them coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, Pendleton Fire Station 2 is going to be closing temporarily. We're going to let you know how this could benefit the community.
Plus, multiple acres of farmland on fire near Wallula Junction. Our team was at the scene and has more on the flames that were heading to Highway 12.
And later in the show, we're talking about Washington's largest pickleball tournament, and it is back in Kennewick. We're going to let you know how this event is going to impact the local economy. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott, and we have some new information coming into the newsroom this morning as we're learning more about the crash that killed a man crossing the street in Kennewick just the other day.
And this happened just after 8:30 in the morning near Gage Boulevard and Louisiana Street. Kennewick police say 61-year-old Brian Gould of Kennewick was walking outside of the marked crosswalk when he was hit and killed by a car that was heading westbound. The driver was a 61-year-old Pasco man. Police say there is no indication of excessive speeding or impairment, saying the driver is cooperating with investigators. And a fire in Yakima County is 100% contained this morning. This started yesterday on the 4100 block of Toole Road. Crews fought the fire from the ground and the air. Strong winds pushed the fire to burn just over 300 acres.
Another fire to tell you about, this one, vegetation fire. This broke out yesterday morning just off of Highway 12 near Wallula Junction. Firefighters from Walla Walla were on scene trying to get this fire put out. It broke out on some farmland there. There were multiple acres impacted, and the flames, as we mentioned, they did make their way close to Highway 12, but luckily they were stopped before they got too close and traffic wasn't impacted.
Now over in Pendleton, Fire Station 2 is gearing up for some remodeling. The fire station is receiving a seismic upgrade grant to give the station some more upgrades to its building. Assistant Chief of Operations says the station is trying to add some funding to that remodeling phase to go towards modifying the station's accommodations, which the grant rules don't allow for.
One of the most important things is upstairs. Upstairs is where the dorms are. We don't have a dorm here. It's an open dorm. I think that, we have some cubicle walls up there for separation and privacy, especially when we're talking about like the co-ed group. But the ability to have like ADA compliant bathrooms.
During the seismic upgrades, he says the station will have to temporarily close while the renovations take place, which is why the team is looking to modernize everything in one go, and that's to avoid potentially having to close down a second time in the future.
Well, Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels just got a big boost from a major community supporter to help serve more meals in the Tri-Cities. They provide assistance through Benton and Franklin counties and operate 8 dining locations. The organization recently announcing that they received a $10,000 grant from Battelle. That money is going to support the organization's sustainable kitchen project, upgrading old equipment like refrigeration units and hot plates, and also help them source local ingredients. The director says partnerships like this are a key to keeping their mission alive.
When you're trying to focus in on feeding the people, putting all your money towards the food, when you start having capital projects coming on, those grant opportunities that the community partners allow us to apply for are just critical, and they just go a long way to helping us complete our mission.
Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels also offers free meals at its cafe locations from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And for more information on all of it, head to our website, applevalley.newsnow.com.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a shocking act of violence has left a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband dead. Why officials believe it may have been a politically motivated attack and how Washington leaders are responding.
And giving you a live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. It is 5 minutes after 6, and when we come back, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth with your First Alert forecast.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home.
I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you,
We're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We are here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
The Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Work for the summer discount stickers on select vehicles. Take a spin in a new fuel-efficient 2025 Kia Niro LX Hybrid that starts at just $27,665. Plus, get 3.99% interest for up to 72 months. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
The Never a Bother campaign reminds Yakima Valley youth that reaching out for help is never a burden, whether it's to a friend, trusted adult, or by calling 988. With strong community support, we are here to ensure that no young person struggles alone.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
If you're having thoughts of suicide or want to learn more about how to support youth in your care, visit neverabother.org for more information.
Most people who have lived through an opioid overdose have something in common. They didn't do it alone. Someone was there when they OD'd. Someone had naloxone. Someone called for help. So, if you use opioids like fentanyl, know who your someone is. Use with them when you can. Have naloxone with you. And make sure your someone is ready to help you if you need it. Just like you would for them.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a red flag warning that's in place for today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., technically on the outside of our viewing area, but this covers Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Adams, Columbia, Garfield, and Asotin counties. So again, technically on the periphery of our viewing area, but we'll be watching the fire weather in these locations very closely for today. Right now, temperatures in Kittitas County, 40s, 50s, and 60s, just kind of depending on the microclimate. Then in the Yakima Valley, we're spanning from 50 to 60. In the lower Columbia Basin, mostly 60s, in fact, a few 50s on the map, Umatilla, Boardman, and Connell. And then in the Blue Foothills, that mixture of 50s and 60s as well, 40s and 50s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your CoCast for today for the Tri-Cities. Maybe a very light jacket during the early morning, but as soon as 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I think it's mostly going to be t-shirt weather, and we'll hold on to that for the rest of the day. So for today, we'll have highs that'll be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine, a beautiful day. But as we head into the weekend, specifically as we head into Friday, things going to get a little bit more interesting. So this is 12 p.m. tomorrow. See the spinning L in the Gulf of Alaska? That is a low pressure system. When you hear low pressure, think active weather. As this slides down towards the south and east, as we head into Friday and then into Saturday, rain chances going up, temperatures going down. I'll show you both of those storylines coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 609 news out of Washington this morning, where lawmakers are responding after Democratic Minnesota Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband were shot and killed early Saturday morning.
And Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette survived the shooting, but it's an act that Governor Tim Walz described as a politically motivated assassination. Drew Mickelson has more.
Well, disheartening doesn't begin to capture it at all.
So ordered.
A lot has changed in politics since Washington Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck was first elected to the state house in 1976. The Democrat says the Minnesota shootings are just the latest proof that more Americans believe violence is part of the political process.
More and more people are saying that out loud, and more people are actually doing that. The truth is that nothing could be more antithetical to what it means to be an American than that point of view or that behavior.
The idea that this type of political violence, essentially murder, it could happen in our country is hard to believe, and something we should oppose regardless of partisan position.
Washington State Senator John Braun, a Republican, has been critical of Democratic policies, but says violence cannot be an option.
We can vehemently disagree, but we got to do it in a way that leads to civil discourse and the best outcome.
We are going to reject attempts to divide us with fear, anger, and hate.
Washington Speaker of the House, Democratic Representative Lori Jenkins, has been the target of threats even before being elected when she fought for LGBTQ+ rights.
All of us are responsible right now for making it clear what we stand for. We do not stand for violence as a way to achieve political ends.
Acting U.S. Attorney Joseph H. Thompson says Vance Belter faces charges that include murder, stalking, and firearm offenses. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, that's different.
Oh. Where'd that come from?
We'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He's going to let us know how this road is shaping up out of Yakima. We have no control sometimes. Live TV, my friends. Hey, it's our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. We love our friends at Bi-Mart, and maybe there's something cool out there.
The road less traveled.
I know, right? It's 6:12. We're back after the break.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986. If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Our skilled technicians service all makes and models, and we guarantee you'll be happy when our work is complete. If your old AC is a throwback, save now on a new energy-efficient Daikin Fit system. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn, Bulldog tough.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Summer's almost here, and so is your next Subaru. The countdown to summer sales event is on at McCurley Subaru of Yakima, and the time is running out to lock in today's prices before potential market changes hit. Get ready for sunshine, road trips, and serious summer savings, like on a new 2025 Subaru Forester today for only $344 a month. Summer's coming fast. Lock in your deal today. McCurley Subaru of Yakima, your way home.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers. Expand your palate and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
Wendy Redman is a leader in broadcast news. She breaks big stories, produces special reports that make a difference, and brings the news home each evening.
It's sometimes dramatic, but always informative.
Wendy Redman, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee, Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
New trend, spicy treats.
Okay.
Sweet, spicy. I'm gonna try a little bit.
Look at you go.
Next Live, Jessica Alba plus Theo James. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yep, it's going to be another windy day, folks, as we'll have peak gusts between 45 to 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley and the Morrow County foothills. That peak time frame, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Just keep in mind that the winds could onset before that, but the peak time frame going to be the aforementioned time frame. Otherwise, a nice day if you look past the winds, sunny skies, and we could maybe have a shower, a thunderstorm up in the Cascades. The rest of us are not going to have to deal with that. Today's high similar to yesterday, and that will be 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 50s up in the Cascades, 60s and 70s in the Blues. For tonight, could maybe have a leftover sprinkle in the Cascades, otherwise mostly clear skies. Overnight lows down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Okay, winds coming back for Friday. We'll get a little break for Thursday, but they come back for Friday. Once again, peak gusts between 45 to 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley and the Morrow County foothills. So that's a catch-22. It's bad because when the winds go up, that means the fire risk increases, but it's good because the winds are going up due to a cold front, which is going to knock down temperatures, and that helps out with the fire risk, right? So a bit of a catch-22 in that regard. Temperatures going way down by the time we get to Saturday. Will be about 15 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. That's a little aberration as we'll heat things back up into the beginning of next week. But it's not just that temperatures go down into this week. Rain chances go up into this weekend, that is. And that also helps out with fire risk. Looks like Saturday is probably going to be the day that'll be most impacted. It's not going to be a washout, but some outdoor plans could be affected. Here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting from this storm system. This could be the most wetting rainfall we've had in roughly a month or so. 0.6 to 0.7 inches of rain up in the Cascades. To the east of there, even between 0.1 to 0.2. That might not seem like a lot, but for this time of the year, we'll certainly take it. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Very warm and windy today. Cooler with shower chances headed into the weekend. Then we finish where we started by Monday. In Yakima, windy today, breezy, cooler, and wetter this weekend, and warming up and drying out for the rest of the week. In Ellensburg, a round of strong winds today, another round on Friday. Rain likely Saturday, but drier and warmer to start next week. In Hermiston, also seeing multiple rounds of windy weather over the next few days, but calmer next week in the wake of the weekend storm system. Then in Walla Walla, cooling way down with decent shower chances Friday through Sunday, then back into the summer swing next week.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, from action-packed blockbusters to groundbreaking choreography, 4 Hollywood heavyweights are all being honored with Oscars for their lasting impact. We'll tell you who the lucky people are in your entertainment headlines right after the break.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12-packs, buy 2, get 2 free. Save $3 on Old Trapper 10-ounce beef jerky. Plus find Seattle's best 12-ounce ground coffee for $5.49. Wrangler men's regular fit jeans are just $17.99. And Mobile One 5-quart full synthetic oil is $21.99 after rebate. Store-wide 3-week savings are happening now at Bi-Mart since 1955.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we offer our medical weight loss program. Diabetes, and more broadly, insulin resistance, is a highly inflammatory state that increases our risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, as well as Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Basically, it's the lack of awareness about what's creating that weight. There's lots of psychological aspects to that, so that where you come to is to a more centered place of feeling good and connected and positive about yourself. Self-confidence.
You have access to over 100 weekly group fitness classes, top-notch fitness facilities, cutting-edge scientific therapies integrated into your program, and dedicated coaches rooting for your success. We also offer options for pharmaceutical assistance. We create patient-specific game plans centered around the 7 essential elements, which are sleep, nutrition, atmosphere, breathing, movement, thought, and purpose.
So rather than just focus, it's not dieting, and it's not focused on dieting, and that's not what we do here at Pacific Clinic. It's mind, body, physical, emotional, mental, and the combination of all of those things. And I think that makes us tremendously different than any of the other programs out there.
To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, in Hollywood's courtroom, Tyler Perry is being sued by an actor for sexual harassment and assault allegations.
According to reports, Derek Dixon accused Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, sexually exploitive dynamic when he was starring on Perry's shows The Oval and Ruthless. According to the complaint, Dixon says he met Perry back in 2019 before starring on his shows.
He says Perry promised him career advancement and opportunities, but subjected him to harassment, assault, and battery. And Dixon said he suffered from depression, anxiety, and PTSD following the alleged incidents.
An attorney for Perry called the claims fabricated, adding that he is confident the case will fail.
And some sad news out of Hollywood for foodies everywhere. Beloved Food Network star Anne Burrell has passed away.
She was found unresponsive Tuesday morning at her home in New York, and emergency responders pronounced her dead at the scene. No cause of death has been released at this time.
Burrell became a household name through shows like Worst Cooks in America, Iron Chef America, and Chef Wanted. She also hosted her own long-running series, Secrets of a Restaurant Chef.
Burrell earned 2 Emmy nominations for the show and inspired countless home cooks. She's survived by her husband, her stepson, her mom, and her sister.
And she was 55 years old.
Well, in the battle between cable and streaming services, for the first time, streaming service viewership has surpassed traditional TV viewing.
And that's according to Nielsen's monthly report on The Gauge, which tracks how people spend time watching TV. So last month, streamers combined to grab 44.8% of all TV viewership, and cable and broadcast TV drew a combined 44.2% of viewers in May.
I gotta be honest, I thought this would happen like a little bit sooner.
I thought this already happened too, yeah.
Yeah, but streaming usage is only expected to keep rising, of course. Over the last 4 years, streaming viewership has spiked by 71%.
Also, the Academy is honoring 4 Hollywood legends for their impact on film, TV, and more. Tom Cruise, Dolly Parton, Debbie Allen, and Wynn Thomas will all receive honorary Oscars at this year's Governor's Awards.
Yeah, the award celebrates a lifetime of exceptional achievement, major contributions to film, or outstanding service to the Academy. Cruise is being recognized for his blockbuster career and commitment to the industry.
Parton will take home the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award for decades of charitable work. Debbie Allen is being honored for her groundbreaking work on stage and on screen as a choreographer, actor, and producer. And Wynn Thomas is being recognized for his visionary production design on films like Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, and Hidden Figures.
And the awards will be presented on November 16th in Hollywood.
Incredible group
lineup, yeah,
of people. Yeah,
they picked the right people.
All well deserved for those. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. The manhunt continues for the Wenatchee man accused of killing his 3 young daughters. Investigators believe he may now have changed his appearance. Coming up next, we'll have the latest on the manhunt for Travis Decker and what authorities want you to know.
Plus, a big change is coming for Yakima shoppers. A popular home decor store is shutting its doors for good. We'll let you know when it's closing and why the company says it had no choice. It's all coming up in your next half hour.
Come out to Giza Stadium Friday, June 20th as the Dust Devils play as the Viñeros de Tri-City. It's a family feast night with special prices on select food and drink and a Viñeros tote bag giveaway for the first 500 fans. All thanks to Giza Credit Union. Saturday, June 21st, celebrate the summer solstice with a post-game fireworks show thanks to ProMade Homes. For tickets, head to the official site dustdevilsbaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986. If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers during the 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Light up your sleep life with $100 off any Dr. Choice Original or $200 off any hybrid. Save $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze and score a $300 gift. And check out the Summit for only $299.99. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. It's the 4th of July sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now, on your side. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
It's cha-ching o'clock, right? So yesterday, with a 3-degree guarantee, went with a forecast high of 88 in Pasco Tri-Cities. Ta-da! It verified it. 87, cha-ching. So now we're up to $1,200. So here are the stakes for today. Going with the forecast high, hey, let's run it back. Why don't we? 88 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 85 to 91, the jackpot's going to hit 1225, $1,225. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, now what's on your screen is a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils, the beautiful baseball diamond out there for this morning. Very blue up in the sky. We're going to continue to see blue skies, but it is going to be windy for today. The wind's already starting to pick up a little bit in the basin. Peak gust around 20 miles per hour right now in Hermiston, 17 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. These are only going to ramp up as the day progresses, especially after 2 p.m. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations. We're in the 40s up in the Cascades and 40s and 50s up in the Blues. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities, lots of sunshine all throughout the day, going to be in the mid-70s as soon as 10 a.m. and then up into the 80s, perhaps some 90s on the map, very low 90s. So for today, for lower elevations, 70s and 80s will be just like with yesterday, about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's very beautiful but windy forecast. Also, I'll show you what vegetation dryness is looking like, and all that's coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. Well, continuing coverage on a story that we've been following closely as authorities are continuing to intensify their search for Travis Decker. That's the father suspected of killing his 3 young daughters before going on the run in rural Chelan County.
Now, officials are warning that he may have changed his appearance to ward off any detection. Yesterday, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office confirmed that multiple agencies continue to collaborate and conduct extensive ground and aerial searches.
Yeah, take a look at your screen. This is what they believe he could have changed his appearance to look like. We also know that the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office has been instrumental in providing resources in this search, particularly with their expertise in locating suspects in wooded areas where they believe Travis Decker is. If you know anything about this or have seen anything suspicious, or anything of interest that police might need to know in their search, call 911 right away.
A group in Yakima is calling on City Council to preserve a piece of history. About 30 people gathered yesterday for a rally hosted by Yakima Valley Trolleys. The council is considering a road construction plan that could eliminate the trolley line to Sela, and the attendees' goal is to save the trolley.
It's going to be great for tourism. It's going to put Yakima on the map for historic preservation and culture, and so it's a good thing.
Last night, City Council held an open discussion where residents voiced their concerns on the matter, though as of right now, no decision has been made.
And Union Gap shoppers will soon lose a home decor hub in a few months. According to court documents, At Home filed for bankruptcy. The company will close 26 stores nationwide, including that location in Yakima near the Valley Mall. In court documents, At Home said the cost of operating some of its stores has just gotten too expensive. There is still a little more time to visit the store. It is set to close by the end of September.
Now, in education news this morning, while many colleges in Washington and across the country are struggling with enrollment, WSU Tri-Cities is seeing continued success.
Hey, go Cougs! Apple Valley News Now's William Albert shows us what they've been doing to stay ahead of this curve.
Over the past 2 fall semesters, Wazoo Tri-Cities has seen steady growth, especially among first-year students, with smaller gains coming from transfer students from colleges like Columbia Basin. But recent data shows undergraduate enrollment increased by over 5% last year, and total fall enrollment rose by more than 3%. Despite being a smaller campus, Director of Admissions Jamie Owens says much of their success has come from building relationships with local schools.
It's just really building relationships with the local high school counselors and getting into the schools, being able to talk with students and letting them know about the opportunities right here in the Tri-Cities. And so for students staying local, it actually saves them money getting a 4-year education, so they're not having to pay for housing and meal plans.
Owen says what also sets Wazoo Tri-Cities apart is its strong focus on job placement after graduation. The school works with local industry partners to provide students with internships that can lead directly to employment.
Our College of Engineering is one of the big ones that allows for this. Our College of Nursing, and then also we have our business program has a lot of internships as well. And so our students are able to be placed in jobs straight out of college, just all here locally.
She also says that first-year students have been driving the most significant growth in recent years.
First-year students, we are seeing the most significant growth. In fall 2023, we saw about a 20% increase in our first-year students, and then this past fall 2024, we saw a 16% increase in our first-year students.
Wazoo Tri-Cities is a small campus with a student population under 2,000. It is expected to see big gains in the fall of 2025, like many colleges post-pandemic.
We were not exempt from the COVID enrollment drop. We certainly saw that. But we've been working very intentionally to get our enrollment up. We didn't just leave that to chance. We've been working very hard, and our admissions team is fabulous in getting our enrollment up over the last 3 years.
Growing enrollment means growing an educated community with a commitment to continued learning. In Richland, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
WSU Tri-Cities is also the most diverse campus in the WSU system, with nearly half of its students being first-generation college students.
All right,
6:33 now, and if you love golf and making a difference, First Tee Central Washington wants to hear from you. The youth golf program is looking for volunteer coaches to serve as positive role models for kids and teens across the Yakima Valley. So this program combines golf skills with life lessons, teaching kids confidence, respect, and perseverance through play. Coaches don't need to be pros, just enthusiastic, caring, and ready to inspire.
They end up being mentors to these kids, not only when they're young, but as they get into middle school and then in high school, and playing with them and just talking about life in general and working with their life skills as well as their golf skills.
Now, coaches will receive training. You must pass a background check if you're interested. And for more information on how to get involved, head to our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.
And a local swim team's 2025 season is now canceled. The Toppenish Tarpons made that announcement, and this comes after they say the pool will not open until July, adding that it's not feasible to have a season, and they say reimbursements will be given to anyone who has already paid. Coming up next in Good Morning Northwest, we'll be meeting Faskin, a gentle pup who's stealing hearts across the Tri-Cities. Shy, sweet, and great with kids, the perfect bachelor for today's Operation Best Friend is coming right up.
And giving you a beautiful live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley studio in Kennewick. It is 6:35, and when we come back, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and a look at your forecast.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, we've been protecting public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding communities. Some of our cases over the years have contributed to safer roads, safer public events, and a safer environment for our children.
What makes NUU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life because if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question, I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Go to NUUWomen'sClinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
The old me was stuck in the daily grind. My routine didn't allow for any self-expression. I found clay, and that changed everything. I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative, to build something. And that's how Clayton was born. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. There's a creative side in all of us. That's what I hope people come here to find.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Ink Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, we've been protecting public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding communities. Some of our cases over the years have contributed to safer roads, safer public events, and a safer environment for our children.
Warm months bring dangerous storms, many with lightning.
With advanced forecasting technology, trust the First Alert Weather Team to keep you ahead of the storm and help keep your family safe.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather, always on your side.
New trend, spicy treats.
Okay.
Sweet, spicy. I'm gonna try a little bit.
Look at you go.
Next live, Jessica Alba plus Theo James.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. Yep, it's going to be windy in the mountain gaps for today, as in the valley, peak gusts could be around 50 miles per hour. Also windy in the Yakima Valley, peak gusts between 30 to 35 miles per hour. High is going to be in the mid-80s, lots of sunshine. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, also windy here, peak gusts up around 40 miles per hour, and highs likely going to be just shy of 90 degrees, although some places could make it a little bit more interesting. 70s and 80s for the Blue Mountain foothills, and then mostly 60s and 70s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, maybe touching the low 80s in Ukiah, but plenty of sunshine out this way as well. And it will be quite windy in the foothills, as peak gusts could be between 25 to 45 miles per hour. Now let's take a look at today's vegetation dryness forecast. And remember, these values or these colors have been adjusted for typical dryness per microclimate. So where you see red, where you see orange, that's bad. And we have, well, a lot of that on the map for today, especially in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin. Critically dry fuels up that way. There's an elevated level of vegetation dryness in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, lower Columbia Basin, Blue Foothills, and Blue Mountains. Things a little bit better in the lower Yakima Basin and the Cascades. But I think this situation going to get a lot better as temperatures go down and rain chances go up into this weekend. We'll have a preview of that weekend forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, that music can only mean one thing. It's time for Operation Best Friend, and this week we learned that sometimes the quietest dogs can leave the loudest impressions.
Today we're meeting Baskin, and he'll certainly be robbing your heart.
It's an A1 pun right there. Well, he is a 1-year-old husky mixed with a dash stud waiting to be adopted by his forever family.
So without further ado, let's meet the shy guy himself.
Here's Baskin.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
I'm Elizabeth Norman with the Pipple Pen, and this is Baskin. Baskin is a 1-year-old husky mix, and he's been on our program since he was a young puppy. He was found running loose with his sisters, and he has been in foster care since then, and he's looking for his forever home. And Baskin is a sweet, sensitive soul. He's very calm, very quiet. He is good with other animals. He loves spending time with other dogs. He's cat neutral. Baskin loves to spend time outside. That's his preference. He is a nature lover, so he just enjoys sitting outside, watching the world go by. He loves going for walks. He walks fantastic on a leash. Baskin loves children. That's where you really see him come alive. As soon as he sees a little one, he perks right up and is extremely gentle with them. He's very good with dogs of all sizes. His best friend right now is my Chihuahua, and they play for hours outside, and he's very gentle. Baskin would do best in a calm environment with a stable home, not a whole lot of coming and going. He would be great with other animals or children in the home. If you'd like to make Baskin a part of your family, you can go to our website, and his application is on there. If you're interested in more information, you can also go to our Facebook page.
What a cutie.
Such a cutie.
I know, you said you got to meet him.
Yeah, so sweet, just gentle, exactly what they said.
I love that.
Perfect pet for someone.
All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint, everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. Live look outside from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studio in Kennewick. Beautiful blue skies. What are the temps going to do over the next couple of days? Well, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to let you know. He has your full first alert forecast and the dropping temps coming up.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
This is the Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress, and it's designed to help you feel cool. So no more sweating all night, no kicking off the covers or blasting the air conditioning, because only the Tempur-Pedic Breeze is made with our one-of-a-kind cooling technology that pulls heat away from your body, so the mattress feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long.
And for a limited time, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery. Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Attention viewers, Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday, June 21st at 9 a.m. Good News Today will resume its regularly scheduled time, Sunday, June 29th at 9 a.m.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a windy one out there, as the peak gusts could be between 45 to 50 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills and in the Kittitas Valley. Just know it could be breezy or windy before 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., but that's going to be the peak time frame. Otherwise, a nice day, plenty of sunshine, could have a shower or possibly even a thunderstorm up in the Cascades, but the rest of us not going to have to deal with that. It will be aesthetically pleasing outside. High temperatures similar to yesterday, and that will be about 5 degrees warmer than normal, so 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 50s up in the Cascades, 60s and 70s in the Blues. For tonight, perhaps a lingering shower up in the Cascades, but otherwise dry, mostly clear. Overnight lows down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades and Blues. All right, the winds are going to be calmer for Thursday, but we'll pick it back up for Friday. Peak gusts once again between 45 to 50 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills in the Kittitas Valley. And the reason why I'm focusing in on those two spots is that, well, that's where the strongest wind gusts are going to be, but all across the map for both Wednesday and Friday, it's going to be breezy/windy. So whenever the winds pick up, of course, we're concerned about the fire start risk, but thankfully that's going to be alleviated by temperatures going down into this weekend. Rain chances going up, more on that in a second, but temperatures going back up as we head into next week. So that's going to be a small little dose of spring for the first weekend of summer. So that is a little ironic. But yeah, rain chances going up Friday through Sunday. Looks like Saturday is going to be the most active day. It's not going to be a washout, but some outdoor plans could be impacted. And here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting from that storm system. 0.6 to 0.7 inches up in the Cascades. And even to the east of there, it will be much less, but could squeak out maybe 0.1, 0.2 inches. That might not seem significant, might not seem like a lot, but we will certainly take that around this time of the year. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Very warm and windy today. cooler with shower chances headed into the weekend. Then we finish where we started by Monday. In Yakima, windy today, breezy, cooler, and wetter this weekend, then warming up and drying out for next week. In Ellensburg, a round of strong winds today, another round on Friday, rain likely Saturday, but drier and warmer to start next week. Then for then for Hermiston, also seeing multiple rounds of windy weather over the next few days, but calmer next week in the wake of the weekend storm system. Then for Walla Walla, cooling way down with decent shower chances Friday through Sunday, then back into the summer swing next week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Karen Reed supporters descending on that Massachusetts courthouse, anxious for a verdict.
Karen, what about from you? Any reactions to what happened today?
But the jury signaling to Judge Beverly Cannoni Tuesday that they are confused about the jury form.
If we find not guilty on 2 charges but can't agree on 1 charge, is it a hung jury on all 3 charges or just 1 charge? To me, it's a theoretical question.
This is the same charge that had jurors deadlocked during the first trial, leading to a mistrial. Ronald Estanislao was a member of the jury during that trial, speaking out to GMA.
It feels like exactly where we were at during deliberations about a year ago.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll learn what's next for the jury and their deliberation process. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better. So this is better. That too. Dupixent's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. Some people felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Dupixent's not for sudden breathing problems. It helps prevent asthma attacks. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma. Also approved as an add-on treatment for adults with COPD that is not well controlled and with a specific marker of inflammation.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:50. It's time for your morning sprint. We want to start off with your national news. As of today, it's officially been 2 years since the tragic implosion of the Titan submersible. It was transporting 5 people to see the Titanic shipwreck when it imploded. The passengers who perished on board include Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate, which operated the Titan, also British businessman Hamish Harding, French diver Paul Henry Nargalat, Pakistani billionaire Shahzada Dawood, along with his son Suleiman. And the Federal Reserve Board meets today to determine interest rates. Many analysts expect the board to hold rates steady. The price of oil is up sharply due to the conflict between Iran and Israel. Some domestic energy infrastructure in those countries are damaged, and experts say regional export facilities also are at risk.
6:51 in your business headlines this morning. TikTok is getting another 90-day reprieve. President Trump is set to sign an executive order delaying the sale or ban law. The law went into effect in January. It requires TikTok to be banned in the U.S. unless it is sold by its China-based parent company. Neither has happened yet since Trump continues to delay the law's enforcement. Now it appears TikTok has become a bargaining chip in the tense trade talks between the U.S. and China.
In your health news this morning, a new study shows people who use marijuana double the risk of dying from heart disease. Researchers analyzed medical records of 200 million people between 19 and 59 years old. They found people who use marijuana had a 29% higher risk for heart attacks and a 20% higher risk for stroke. While more studies may be needed, some experts say it's time to rethink the potential harms that marijuana use may cause.
In your sports headlines this morning, following a devastating loss to the Boston Red Sox on Sunday, in which the Seattle Mariners left the field with 0 runs, the team decided to pull a Uno reverse card last night. In need of redemption, Mariners quickly gained a lead on the Sox and didn't let that momentum stop. They left with a final score 8-0 in their second battle against the team, hoping for a repeat. Mariners will face off against the Sox for a final time before turning their sights to the Chicago Cubs this weekend. And the Florida Panthers are NHL champs. They defeated the Edmonton Oilers 5-1 in Game 6 of the finals just last night in Sunrise, Florida. This is the second straight year that the Panthers lifted up that Stanley Cup. The back-to-back crowns both came at the expense of the Oilers. Panthers' trio of veteran centers were the difference throughout the series. Brad Marchand, Sam Bennett, both heroes in earlier games. Then last night, it was all Sam Reinhart's night. He scored 4 of the team's 5 goals, 1 in the first period, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Edmonton remained scoreless until the last 5 minutes of the game, which is just a little too late for a comeback. 6:53 now to your top 5 local stories you need to know this morning. We've learned more about that deadly crash that killed a man in Kennewick while crossing the street. Police say 61-year-old Brian Guile was crossing Gage Boulevard outside of a marked crosswalk when he was hit and killed. The driver, a 61-year-old man from Pasco, is cooperating with police, and they're telling us there were no signs of impairment.
In Walla Walla, a vegetation fire sent crews scrambling to gain control of it just off Highway 12 yesterday. This was near Wallula Junction. It is contained after scorching just over 300 acres of farmland. The flames did not impact any traffic.
Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels just received a $10,000 grant from Battelle. This grant will help upgrade aging kitchen equipment and support their sustainable food programs across Benton and Franklin counties.
In Yakima, about 30 people rallied together to preserve a piece of history. They're asking city leaders to keep the trolley line to Sela, as a proposed road project could put it at risk. Last night, City Council held an open discussion where residents were able to voice their concerns.
And the Tri-Cities gearing up for the 2025 Pickleball Summer Classic. It all starts tomorrow, runs through the 22nd. Hundreds of players from across the country will hit the courts in Kennewick. Organizers expect a $200,000 economic boost for the area, and there's even a $15,000 prize up for grabs. You guys big pickleballers?
Yes.
No, never played.
Yes.
Not a huge pickleballer.
You're not going out for the 15 grand?
Probably not, but it's a lot of fun.
No?
It looks fun. I would try it, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, take a look at this. Sometimes it takes the cowboy way to resolve a sticky situation.
That's what a Washington State deputy did when he used a lasso to get a stubborn chainsaw-wielding man out of a pond. That sounds like a scary movie. So take a look at your screen right there. Ugh.
Well, it all started when Pierce County deputies were called to a property on Saturday. During an argument, a man allegedly threatened his parents with a chainsaw.
Oh, no.
Neighbors said that he chased his father with it.
No.
When deputies got there, he went into that pond and wouldn't budge.
Authorities spent nearly an hour trying to convince him to come out, and then a deputy turned to his trusty lasso, looping and dragging him to shore.
He was taken to the hospital for mental health services and for any injuries he might have sustained, but goodness.
Yeah.
Well, it's a scary situation for everyone involved, but it's the quick thinking.
Oh, yeah.
You know, from those troopers to even think, hey, I'm going to lasso him.
And not to just have the idea to lasso, but to successfully lasso too. That's off.
Yep, exactly. All right, get us out the door. What can we expect today?
Yeah, well, the wind's already starting to pick up. Now, remember, the peak time frame is going to be 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., but already seeing gusts up around 25, 30 miles per hour in Hermiston. That's only going to ramp up throughout the course of the day. Also breezy in portions of the Blue Foothills and the Kittitas Valley. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Look, room temperature 68 right now in Hermiston, 40s up in the Cascades, and 40s and 50s in the Blues. Later today, peak high is going to be around 70, going to be between 79 to 88 degrees, just kind of depending on the microclimate, but these highs are going to be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. The bottom line for the forecast, very windy for today and for Friday as well, especially in the Kittitas Valley and the Morrow County foothills. Rain chances going up as we head into this weekend, and that's going to coincide with temperatures going down. We could struggle to make it out of the 60s in the Tri-Cities on Saturday, which would place us at about 15 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. So think about it. At the beginning of last week, we hit 103, 104, struggling to make it out of the 60s by this upcoming weekend. So life and weather comes at you fast sometimes.
I think we'll take it after that heat wave last week.
I think so.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America's up next. We'll, of course, be back tonight at 5 with your local news and weather.
Have a great day.